What's good, everybody? It's your gearhead, Mr. Logic. Allow me to introduce my lovely co-host.
Hi, guys. It's your girl, Nate. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
What's going on? Make sure if this is your first time, you hit that like and subscribe button. Today, we just going to be chilling. It's been crazy. And as you know, we go with tradition. So let's keep that going. But before we start that, we're missing somebody, Kiki. We're going to give a special shout out to Kiki was involved in an accident. She is okay. Yes. Motor vehicle. Just keep in mind, yo, always stay safe out there. She took on a little damage, but she's okay. Sending mad love from the podcast, yo. We here, yo. We hope, when you're ready, speedy recovery. Don't stress yourself. Relax.
Much love, much love.
Show yourself some love this time, and just vibe and relax, yo. We got you. With that being said, let's follow tradition. How was your week?
That's how it was. I am getting over a cold. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm a little.
So it was you.
It
was you, not the Walmart man. It was you who got everyone sick. It was you who decided to infect. It was you who decided to create problems. Typical.
It's a monologue I don't know about.
I have no idea. I'm just.
Anyways, I'm getting over a cold. I feel fine. I feel okay.
So you're supposed to be loyal. How are you gonna get over something if you're loyal?
Shut up. I'm trying to talk about my day. I'm in my week. Not that much happened. I'm just finishing school, going to work, trying to get over
pull over the ass too fat.
A cold, bro. Next week is my last week, and then I'm done.
Remember how you were dreading that? Oh my god, this is gonna take forever, and now look at you. You're at the finish line.
Oh my god, I'm like crawling, like that's me, like just barely making it there. But I'm so close. I finally got the email that to keep an eye out for registration for the commencement ceremony for graduation, which is like such a big deal. Like finally, because I'm just anxious to just get my diploma. Like I just want. First of all, I need. For the new job that I'm starting, they need proof of like graduation. Mm-hmm. So
I know a dude in Miami.
Stop. But I'm not interested in you guys,
It's always interesting, So that's it. What's going on with work?
That's what's going on with work. Man, fuck those customers.
Damn, like
respectfully.
Hey, yo, respectfully. Fuck you. Like that's yeah.
Respectfully, you can just
go kick rocks.
I
think we're all over it, man. Customer care is not easy with this current situation we're in where so many people are so entitled. Oh my god.
Bro, I don't
miss retail at all.
I was talking to my boyfriend the other day about like trying to how to properly, I guess, like speak corporate or like professional. Mm-hmm. Just because in some places, like if you work in sales, especially like retail sales, it's when you have that conversation with a customer to build like a rapport, it's more like informal, it's more personal. You want to establish a rapport with them, build the connection to like get the sale, like actually have a conversation. Sometimes like when you speak corporate, it's more formal and professional and less personal, I guess.
Yeah.
And so like I was just telling him ways of like, sometimes there's ways to tell people to fuck off in corporate. In a professional.
Listen here, buddy, you're on thin ice.
You're on thin ice. There's like ways.
G. Louise.
Oh like, my god!
Don't listen. You have ninja moments.
Oh my god!
You got the white moments where it's like, listen, buddy. Okay.
Good evening, John. I hope this email finds you. I read the report you wrote about me.
I know where you live. Yo, let me tell you something. Stop. You gotta be careful too, because your pronunciation. Like, I know a woman got fired because she sent an email and it was all in caps, and technically that's like screaming.
Oh my god!
So she was terminated for that. Now, some people are like, "Oh, that's for no reason." Now, imagine if she sent that to a multi-million-dollar client.
Bro,
these are things that like you, as stupid as they sound, you got to be on top of it.
Bro, someone at my job, this was like last year, had sent out an email company wide, and when I mean company wide, I mean the entire nation got this email, and this email was only supposed to be received by a few people. I don't know what they put, by accident. But literally my entire coworkers and I were like, what's going on? And it's just email after email. And then like someone would reply to it.
It's
and
a trap.
It was so chaotic. Like one of the replies was like, oh, somebody's getting fired.
Spyware.
I was like, oh my God.
Bro, it's there's a professional side, and then there's the courtesy side, and then there's like, you about to find out. Don't let this shirt fool you.
Stop.
All right. There's those moments where it's like, yo, don't get fooled by the dress code. We can go outside. Outside ain't too far from here.
Let me tell you, bro, at work sometimes, I'm working very hard to keep my attitude at work in line. Mm-hmm. Not like attitude like disrespectful. Like I keep it professional. I keep it, clean, but sometimes if I'll admit some customers are a little slower or they're rude and I like stand my ground. I'm like, okay, well, I don't take disrespect from anybody, like not even my parents. Like, I don't care who you are. You speak to me nicely. If I'm in the wrong, I'll take accountability. But sometimes I just like, I don't know why I just let customers get to me. So
because you can't touch them.
So I guess you can't fucking touch them. But sometimes if a customer's like, being slow or being rude or just saying some dumb shit,
it's overwhelming.
Like my replies will sometimes like, I'll just reply back and I just hear my coworker sitting next to me. Like laughing because they know that
they can sense the tension.
Or like before I respond, I can hear them giggling. Like I holding it like worst. Knowing like what my response to be. I'm like, oh my God.
I remember when I was working for Dallas Barbecue, it used to be right there in the hammocks next to the ice arena, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 16. This is not a serious job. It's not a career job. And there was this dude named Jonathan. I'll never forget. And it was one of those oh shit moments. Because, everyone ranks on each other. I just started. I don't know you. So I'm obviously messing up. I never done run orders before. So he's constantly bickering. And anybody who works in the hotel business or the restaurant business, that's a drug habit. Like everyone's on something. Everyone is on something. At this time, ecstasy was crazy, right? So the dude's a pookie head, and obviously you got
head.
Yeah, that's what we call him. Pookie head is like a pill popping animal, but for ecstasy, a pookie head.
Interesting.
Like, they dress like spaceman, high glitter shit. They put on these gloves. And like, I remember I was dealing with one chick. She's like, oh, can you blow me? I said, excuse me? The fuck you got going on? I'm like, what are you talking about? No, just blow me. I'm like, okay, are you got a penis? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is you on?
Bro.
She literally hands me some gloves, right? And the gloves have like fingertips with lights on them. And she's like, just do this to me. She's high on ecstasy. So she's like, so after like 30 seconds, I'm like, yo, this is stupid. She's like, no, you don't understand. I can hear my dead grandparents.
What?
Okay.
I just wanted to see what was good, yo. This is during Ultra, by the way. Yes. You see how you chuck up the deuces? And then your boy's like, yo, take one for the team. What team? She's with the graveyard right now, bro. Talking about I see dead people type shit and blow me up. Nah, but at work, the dude kept bothering me, right? And mind you, he's not superior to me. We were at the same, so it got to a point, he just signed to clown me. And I was like, hey, listen, bro, if you really have a problem, let's go outside real quick. I'll tell you what, I'll clock out first. And I actually clocked out. And back then, the clock out wasn't a computer. It was actually a punch sheet. So you punch out.
Damn.
I was like, yo, let's go. No, it's not that day. I'm like, nah, you wanted to keep going. Let's go. Mind you, back then, the managers didn't give a shit. It's a restaurant. They didn't give a shit. They're like, yo, just don't get blood on your uniform.
Damn.
And it's like immediately he wanted to basically double down on some like, oh, yo, I was just talking shit. It's like, I don't know you. I haven't even known you a week and you ranking on, you know what I'm saying? Maybe because the shorties are there. I don't care. But it gets to a point.
Sorry, Mr. Watsatuya said, why Logic looking feminine?
All right. You got to be trolling.
Bruh.
If this looks feminine, hey, it is what it is, bro. I don't know what to tell you. But for the most part, I shut up. For the most part, I just, that's how you're supposed to handle shit. Like if someone's going to talk an L to you, man, there's one way we could do it. We could either stop now or we could take it to the next limit. If you're not going to take it to the next limit, like back the fuck down and shut the fuck up. What's up?
Stop, because I I'm the type of how would you feel if we're together and like a fight breaks out and you
Between me and
you
you?
tell me sorry, in public, like you and like other guys or whatever, and so you always tell me, okay, go to the car, whatever. I go to the car, I'm like looking out the passenger window, like a little creaked up, and I see you winning. Would you be, I wouldn't say mad, but would it be like messed up or wrong of me to be like, yeah, Logic, fuck him up, like like just rooting for you in the back?
No.
Be like, uppercut.
No. I wouldn't get offended.
Make him shit his pants.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Twist it.
That's just gonna make both of us stop fighting at that point. And he's like, "Yo, what's up with your girl?" I'm like, "Hey, listen, I don't know, dog. Yeah, we can't fight after that."
Me, all you see is fucking me and Lewis in the backseat with the window cracked down, be like, twist his dick.
Twist it. Nah. I mean,
oh my god.
I mean, I had shorties root for me when I was getting down. And honestly, it's kind of dangerous, man, because it's like Hulk smash. Like, yo, you got your own little cheerleader, yo. You know you about to get some at the end of the night. So it's like, yeah.
Stop, because I do that in movies too. When I'm watching movies and there's like a fight scene and like the bad guy's like losing, it's just because before the fight scene broke out, the bad guy was like a real douche, like asshole-ish. And it's like, man, I want somebody to fuck this guy up. This guy is such a fucking asshole. And so when like the fight scene comes out and like I guess the good guy is like, fuck him up. You be
rooting in the theater?
I be rooting. No, I'm at home.
Uppercut.
I'm not fucking
Bob,
with you guys. At home, I'll be like, yeah, fuck him up. Do it. Beat him up. I get so excited. I'm like,
that might scare a guy, yo. Like, yo, imagine you ladies like, beat him. Like, it's like, yo, what
the Batman voice. No, I can never do that. My voice don't go that deep.
It comes down to, I mean, that was it. But my week, what? Yo, I got a new whip. I ended up having a screw in the rear tire. And let me tell you guys something. It's funny because I was talking to Bert, and Bert was like, yo, moments like that, like the times you can't find your keys or something that inconveniently goes wrong for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
There could be an accident waiting for you. There could be something way worse. So if you have all the resources to take care of it, if you know what's going on and it's not hitting you sideways, why be upset? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a brand new car. Those are brand new tires. But I was able to save the tire.
Patch it up.
I had the right people around me so I could change it. So it's like, yo, I'm humble towards it because I feel like when you're ascending in life and things are going right, there are going to be things that go wrong to throw you off. And a lot of it is your mental, like you got to stay positive.
Yeah, bro, there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, like you've seen those cartoons where there's a dark cloud over a guy's head is because his mentality is not where it needs to be. I
got a flat heading to work, but I didn't know I got it until I think I had Pirellis, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh,
and Italian. So what?
Italian.
Oh, I thought you asked me what kind. I was like, that's as far as I'm going. And then when I left work, like 8 hours later, I noticed that the tire pressure was getting lowered. I'm like, fuck, I gotta whatever. I called my dad. He took my car to, I think it was Tire Kingdom because I was like the closest one around. And they patched it up. I think I paid
$25, $30.
$30 for it. And I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And it was like not even that bad. I'm like, oh, I mean.
Well, let me put y'all up on game, right? So if you guys ever really, especially with these new cars, you can see the tire pressure. If you want to know if you have a nail, because some cars are low like mine where you can't see the whole tire. You only can see like a little bit. So what you do is you pump up your tire, get it up. Usually your tires are, you're going to be around 32 PSI, 32 to 33. Put it up to about 36 PSI.
You lost me. What about the pen? You know the little pen when you open up the hole?
That's not going to tell you.
And then you go and then it tells you what the pressure is?
That's to check the pressure. This is to see if you have a nail. So if the tire's losing air, you're trying to see if there's a nail in it and you can't see. You pump up the tire, you go for a drive, and then what ends up doing, you pay attention to the PSI and the other tires. If there is a nail in your tire, the pressure of that tire will usually stay the same, letting you know, okay, there is an object in it. And in this case, that's what I did. So where the nail was literally dead in the middle between the grooves. I wasn't able to see it because it was all the way in the crevice. So I had to take off the tire, pull it out, cement it, basically file it down, and then insert the actual rubber tips. And, and then we went to the festival yesterday at the Grove, Goombay. It's like an island thing. It's historical. Last time I went was like 2007 type shit.
Damn.
Yeah. But it was nice, yo, because you get to
I was
be
like,
around
what,
your
8?
people and you see it's cultured. It's Miami culture. And then we hit up Wynwood. This week has been actually phenomenal for me. I was able to be on shout out to Montana the Prophet. I was a guest on his show.
Ooh, yeah.
So I definitely enjoyed that. That was definitely a great opportunity. You know, shout out the team, shout out Boa. It's the first of many.
Yeah.
Also, we have more guests coming in. I got to meet a couple people down in Wynwood who basically want to come on, a couple artists, a couple Twitch players.
Nice.
So
definitely
you guys
tune in,
definitely
you guys, for that.
gonna
We
be
have
in tune.
Future guest coming in.
And with that said, you know, we're basically coming with a whole new approach, yo. Summer's here.
We're trying.
It's time we're gonna do. Command it, manifest it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Yo, we're at 380 subscribers. Thank you guys. Definitely much love and oblige to y'all, yo. We couldn't do it without y'all. We appreciate with y'all every step of the way. Again, make sure if it's your first or second time, third time, just hit that subscribe button, you know, get it on and cracking. So today was I was basically gonna go in crazy, being that it's June, is Men's Mental Health, but for future preferences, you know, with the future shows that we have,
it's also Pride and Juneteenth.
Yep, June. Damn, 3 into 1, yo. 3 birds, 1 stone. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Got some new guests coming for y'all.
All right, so what are we doing first?
We got some subjects. Let's pull up the first video. We're going to pull up the first video and show you this reaction. I want to gain everyone's mindset, including you too, Lewis.
You want to do this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to put it all the way at the beginning.
What? Oh, you're right.
There we go.
My mom put me on this type of game. She said, in this new wave of love, the new love is I'm finding any reason to leave. The old love is I'm finding any reason to stay.
Interesting.
That one hit deep. I definitely wanted to talk about this because being that is men's mental health, we know there's a big rift when it comes to like relationships and partnerships, and how you know if you're doing too much, how you know if you're not doing enough, how do you stay in the safe side? Like it seems like everyone wants to be in love but not actually work for it or find it. So in his case, you know, it's like the saying, go for the girl that likes you, not the girl. Don't go for the woman you are attracted to. Go for the woman that's attracted to you. That's something I've been told by the elders a lot of times, because that whole saying, if you treat her like a superstar, she'll treat you like a fan. But when you see that video, especially being that you're in a relationship, how does that make you feel, and how do you look at it?
Okay, so to break it down, he said the old school love
you can
is...
play it again. Want to play it again?
Finding any reason to leave.
Okay, the old school love is finding any reason to stay, and the new love is finding any reason to leave. Interesting. Because if you both ways taken to its extremes can be proven quite damaging. So let's look at the new love. Looking any reason to leave. That's pretty much, would you consider it self-sabotaging? It's pretty damaging.
Of course, yeah.
I mean,
I could consider it narcissistic, self-sabotaging.
It's like
an indicator there's a bigger problem with the individual themselves.
If you're in a relationship and you're just waiting for any reason to leave, then what's the point of being in a relationship? Clearly, you know, unfortunately, you've probably been damaged or hurt, traumatized to the point where any relationship you get into. Damn, I don't have tissues.
You really think? Listen, I'm not sure if I could even cry anymore. But that's a whole different story.
But yeah, and then if you look at the old school love, looking any reason to stay, that's
finding every reason to stay.
Finding every reason to stay.
Finding every reason to leave.
To me, that sounds like regardless of what mistake they do, you're not leaving because like you're working through it. And yeah, that's good.
Ideally, what you would want.
Ideally, you want to work things through with your partner when things go bad. But up to what point? Like, what's the boundary? What's the line that if you cross it, then you got to leave? You know, because these are the important questions.
Well, it's also like that movie. Remember The Notebook, where I think we talked about it before, where she's like, how could you stay with him? He cheated on you with my friend. And the mom goes, I'm not going to basically ridicule him for the one thing he did wrong. I'm gonna basically focus on all the things he
You
did right.
right.
And I think like in a constant change of environment, and I say environment because as you know, not only in the city, just us as a generation, we're constantly changing.
Right.
New things are coming out, new interests are coming out. I think when it comes to like relationships, if we focus on like this generation finding any reason to leave is because we also live in times where people don't want to be accountable.
Right. My thing is like, okay, that's definitely a different perspective. Not shaming him on the one thing he did wrong, but focusing on all the things he did right. Okay, that puts a new perspective on things. But when you're in a relationship, you have to have constant communication. You have to see where each other's heads are at. If there's something wrong in the relationship, bring it up as early as possible. Because if you don't bring up an issue, no matter how small early on, it's going to build up. It's going to stack up. You're going to end up resenting your partner. And then next thing you know, it's going to be like a domino effect of, okay, maybe one day he made a comment about me that I didn't like, but I didn't bring it up because to him, he was probably whatever.
That's what you said too. Because remember how you basically came at me and you're like, yo, what you're saying is real, but your delivery needs to be changed up too.
Right.
And I think that's another thing that comes with the factor is how you deliver the message to your partner. You can't, some people could take it blood raw and take it like straight to the head, and the other, you have to basically slowly introduce them because some people don't see it as a big deal because they're not the person who's feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So your delivery has to be
right. I guess in like an early relationship, the first few years, I guess it would be different in comparison to a marriage, like the example you were giving. Because in the example that you were saying, this happened from like a movie scene. This couple were married. They were probably in like their 50s or 60s.
Yep.
So
less distractions too.
Right. So obviously in a relationship that's early on, when this happens, a lot of the times, the couple will leave. Sometimes they'll want to stay. If it's like a long-term married couple, like this example, I mean, a lot of the times they'll try to work things out, maybe separate for a little bit. But it's so difficult because I'm trying to put myself in that situation where, let's say my partner cheats on me, like the example, sleeps with like my best friend.
Bastard.
That fucking bitch. I'm gonna be very, obviously I'm upset, hysterical.
Who are you gonna basically be more mad at, your friend or your man?
And
why?
But that's tough.
If I could be honest,
that's tough because your partner, like that's your partner and that's also your best friend.
Yep.
They both know you. They know how much you mean to them, how much you mean to each other, all that stuff. Honestly, like I would be equally mad. I would be hurt in different ways, but the level of how upset I'd be would it would just match like up here. But either way, the point is like I don't know. Like I would ask myself, what got to this point? Like what made him want to drive into the arms of another woman, especially like my best friend.
Out of all the women,
I would want to know the reason.
So you would want closure.
I want to know. Knowing does not equal us getting back together.
But
it means.
But who would you forgive first? Like
I wouldn't.
If you really think about who would you more likely be able to forgive quicker, your partner or your friend?
None.
Well,
I'm not friends with her, and I am most likely will not be dating him anymore.
It doesn't mean that you have to be with them. When I mean forgiveness, like who would you be open-minded to forgive first? You know what I'm saying? Like you can forgive somebody and not be their friends. I'm always in that situation where I've forgiven a lot of people. I just don't talk to them.
So I'm glad you brought that up. I don't know if you've seen TikToks of him, but his name is Cliff, and he like speaks about I guess like spirituality, Jesus, Christianity, all that stuff on TikTok. And there was one interview that he did where he said to
Kiki
forgive
says,
someone.
Same sister, none. Both of y'all.
None.
What's up, Kiki? We miss you over here.
So he was talking about forgiveness, and he mentioned that to forgive someone that hurt you, it can be quite a challenge. You don't forgive them just once. you forgive them numerous times. So like in his example that he gave, somebody who had hurt him and deceived him, he had to forgive him over 100 times, because every time he thought about the person who deceived him, it hurt him all over again, thus needing to forgive him all over again. So the act of forgiving someone isn't just a one-time deal. Let's say in the moment you talk to them, let's say you deceived me and you hurt me. We talk about it. I understand your point of view in the moment. I try to be logical, stay grounded. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I forgive you. I don't want any more hate in my heart. Some time passes. I think about it again. It fucking hurts me. I'm like, that I can't believe he hurt me. And then I'm hurt all over again. I'm gonna have to look within myself and be like, do I choose to forgive him again? Like, and it's more of like within yourself. So in this instance, it's like, you know, even if I manage to forgive them for the time being, I'm going to have to forgive them again and again. Because this is something that's traumatizing and you just don't forget.
Not only that, like when it comes to one of my exes, you know, when you're in a relationship, you always create these fake scenarios to see what your partner would do and shit, which is dangerous, by the way. It is dangerous. Be careful, gentlemen. Be careful, women. It's a trap. It's a trap. But I had told, you know, the shorty I was with at the time, I was like, I'll be more likely inclined to forgive my homeboy versus my my partner. And she's like, but what the fuck? Like, wouldn't you, because you're with your partner, wouldn't you forget? I'm like, complete opposite, because the truth is, with the guy, he's just trying to get a nut. He's a piece of shit, because betrayal only comes from people you know. Right. But it would be harder for me to forgive my partner, because that's who I gave my heart to. I gave my heart to my boy too. But you guys are men. But not only that, with my partner, this is who I chose to build with. This is somebody that I literally made myself vulnerable to, and they truly wiped it with their ass. I'm not going to hate on the next man doing what niggas been doing their whole life, which is try to get the cookie. You know, and truth is, not to dismiss what my boy did, but in the same situation, in the same breath, it's like, you were supposed to be loyal to me. I was loyal to you. We had a unity that it was just me and you. I didn't have that with my boy. So I could forgive him and never fucking talk to him again. Right. But to forgive my partner, because not only, like we say all the time, with all the fish in the sea, this is who you decided to go for, you know, like, yo, I get it. It's old school mentality, but if you're going to play me, at least do better than what you got. Like, get with somebody who could take me out all across the board. You get what I'm saying? Right. Who's more successful, more of a gentleman. Like, it's still going to hurt, but it's going to do more damage if I know you got with a bum after me, because then it's like, damn, what did you not care? You know what I'm saying? The thing is, so... And I know that sounds messed up, but that's usually, you know, that's literally where my mind goes. That's
a man's mentality, because honestly, like, it's just like you said, the man is probably just getting a nut in. For us women, it's different.
Yeah, like, because the only way he got in is because she let him.
She let him, and she let him maybe for various reasons. The most top reason would be an emotional one, because that where there's an emotional one, there's a physical one. Yeah, because for us women, like some women, not all women, some women are like men. They can, you know, separate their physical emotions and their like emotional. You know what I mean? But for the most part, when there's an emotional connection, there's usually a physical one.
Facts.
More often
when it
than
comes
not.
To a woman, yeah.
Which is why, like, for women. You can't forgive both. Like for both, that's it. Like, you're no longer my friend, and then you're no longer my partner.
Well, I had my OG tell me, my old girl told me, like, and I guess I understood more as I got older. If you step out on your partner to mess with some hoochie, it's gonna hurt her. But if she finds out you are in a whole other relationship with responsibilities, it's going to basically scorn her for life. Because it's one thing to cheat, it's another to have a whole relationship. And to go back onto the topic, I feel like the older generation would find ways to stay and reasons to stay, because it's not like it's a reset button on here. You know, again, we're oblivious to the time we're given. So I feel like the older generation, when it came to love and trying to find reasons to stay, is because they honored what they meant and what they said, you know, to death do us part, for sicker or for worse, you know. And I feel like some people look at it as vows, but that's an oath. That's a true bond that you have to live up to. Like, now, mind you, not proud of saying this, if a shorty stepped out on me, would I forgive her and stay with her? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can't say what I would do because I don't have those emotions flowing in me. But if it was somebody I love and I really want to build with this person, I would pray about it, number one. And I see myself trying to, make it work. I wouldn't just basically discard it, especially depending on what the nature is. Meaning, we're going to go hypothetically movie career, like the Pearl Harbor situation where Buddy was basically went to war. They thought he died. And his girl at the time, guess what? His best friend, because as they were both mourning, they realized,
they had each other.
And I know this is going to sound crazy to y'all, but if God were to call me home and my partner got with my best friend, would it hurt? It wouldn't matter. I'm not here anymore, but to show you how my mind works and how my heart is, at least I know if she's messing with my boy, I only mess with real ones. I don't mess with no fake ass niggas. So with that being said, I know she's in good hands and I would want her to be happy. I would want her to be taken care of. And my man's is that type of caliber, then I'm not in the picture at all. I would be happy for him because at least they both found love that I feel like everyone deserves.
I have a lot to learn from you.
I wouldn't want it. Be honest, I wouldn't want it. But if I'm no longer in the picture, you get what I'm saying? And when I say in the picture, I mean God call home. Now that I moved to another state, okay? But in those type of situations, I feel like it's feasible and it's possible. And you really can't take it personal because these are two people who love you, who happen to come together because they missed you.
Damn, you better than me.
And it went there. I'm not saying I encourage that.
No, but I hear you.
As a person who's grown and mature, I would basically, okay, yeah, this is the love of my life. My boy is my brother from another mother. They're together. I know they're going to basically build on a love and they're going to be happy. That's all I would essentially want. Even if my boy did that to me now and my partner cheated on me, if I had a partner and she cheated on me, it'd be like, all right, well, now you two have each other. I forgive y'all, but I don't want nothing to do with y'all. But at the same time, I wouldn't have hate in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because to have hate in your heart, man, listen.
I know
I'm still learning, but
I know I talk a lot of shit now. I can only hope that in the moment, I think that way. Just because right now, what's going on through my head is if I'm on the other side, I'm fucking haunting your ass. There's no way I'm letting you anywhere near anyone else. No, that's just me being crazy.
She says that so lightly. That's just me being crazy. That's not me, Bobby.
But let me tell you, so going back to what you had said about the older generation, the old school love, finding ways to stay together. So, okay. So from my perspective, as a younger generation, younger love, looking ahead and looking through the experience of the older couples, older love, sometimes I see love that has been through a lot, but toxic love. Toxic love that no matter what happens, it could be abuse or cheating or whatever, and they'll still stay.
Stockholm syndrome.
And honestly, it really doesn't sit right with me because as a younger person, even as a kid, when you're surrounded by family members who are telling you things along the line of, it's because we love you so much, we'll always be here for you, we'll always push our feelings to a side and this and that. And it's okay, I hear you. You want to do what's best for the kids, so you stay together, you try to stay, mature about it. But through the eyes of the kid, it's just this you would be, I wouldn't judge you for leaving this person, and I think most of us can relate through either our parents or grandparents, I don't know, anyone personal, staying together through toxic love. And so I feel like the younger generation, I'm not saying it's okay to leave whenever it gets rough, because you're supposed to work things through it.
Fact.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is people learn from other people's mistakes. And one mistake that at least I refuse to do is stay in a relationship in a toxic relationship, knowing that this partner is no good for me, will only continue. It will not feed my metaphorical, like, you know, garden and leaves, make me grow as a person. It's good for me. Like,
it's not gonna bail.
I want a partner who will constantly communicate with me, will want me to grow as a person, you know, we'll go through our lives together, you know.
I mean, to be honest, I have to agree with you. It's like a double-edged knife, yo.
Right.
If you with somebody, and I'm pretty sure everyone in the group watching right now could actually testify on their own behalf, sometimes you stay because you feel like it's the right thing to do, but you're burning yourself out. You know, like the person's not acknowledging your worth. They're not treating you right. But it goes back to that saying, the one who cares the most in relationship holds the least amount of power. And the one who doesn't give a fuck holds the most power. Because a lot of us, and I love to say the saying, weren't fed love on a spoon, so we learned to lick it off a knife. Now, the person holding the knife, if they want, they could twist it, turn it, you name it. But one thing you have to understand, those wounds are self-inflicted, no matter how they're holding the knife, because you're the one choosing to lick from it. And I think some people will stay in a relationship because they're so tired of having to start over, or they're so focused on what it could be, not realizing it was never going to get there. You get stuck in the mental phase where it's like, damn, yo, you're kind of in denial. But let's continue on to the next video, guys. This one.
I think we're ready to work.
Sorry, but my manager asked if you could pay for your bill first.
Well, is there something wrong?
No, it's a restaurant policy.
Well, did all these people pay for their meal in advance, or is that policy just for us?
Beth, it's fine. You know, we probably just, look a little young to be here, I guess. I'll pay. Money's right here. I don't know how much the check is gonna be,
Randall,
but
put your checkbook away. We're not eating here.
hey, Beth, wait up, Beth.
You were actually going to hand over your check like that was okay.
Of course it isn't okay, but I didn't want to ruin the date.
You want to know what my idea of the perfect date is? It's nachos. It's ginger beer and nachos. This restaurant and the flowers, and I mean, you're in a suit and tie. It is 78 degrees right now. Aren't you hot?
I mean, it's a little hot, but
Take off the stupid jacket.
it's not a stupid jacket. You're trying to start a fight with me, but I don't want to fight with you. Beth, stop it. You can't just walk off like that. This jacket is the nicest thing I own, and I wore it because I wanted to look nice for you. These flowers, I didn't know what you liked, so I bought 4 bouquets. My dorm is literally covered in flowers. I just thought you deserved a great first date.
I have to go, Randall. Again, you're a very nice guy. But please don't call me again.
Okay. Yo.
Wow.
So let me tell y'all something, man. And for the brothers out here, I see my engineer Lewis is laughing. I know why he's laughing. Nate,
I'm gonna let you cook.
You're gonna let me cook?
I want to let you cook
Do
first.
you want me to cook first?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so this time I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
Okay. First things first, right? We're all people of color. And that's an embarrassing, not only embarrassing, disrespectful as hell. So the restaurant, even though this is a fake scenario, obviously it's from a show.
Mm-hmm.
Me in real life, if that happened, you gonna wish that you were never born, because I'm gonna take it to the next level. And when I mean level, I'm putting on my suit and we going to work. The pen is mightier than the sword, because there's so much racism there just with that request.
Right.
It's
yeah.
ridiculous. Now, let's point something out, yo. This is a young man taking a shorty out. We live in a generation where cheesecake ain't it, right? Da, 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 da. Look how shorty's dressed, right? You have to catch people on what they say, how they say it, and their body language. She is a disrespectful piece of shit. And the reason why I say she's a disrespectful piece of shit, you gonna clown the man for wearing a suit saying it's like some, what did she say, 80 degrees outside? Bitch, you're in a hoodie.
Exactly.
Can't be the pot out here calling the kettle black. That's one, right? 2 is this young man is trying. it's not that he thinks he could buy you, but as men, we put an image in our head where if we really like you, we literally stress the little things. Like we want it to be perfect for y'all because we think you're worth it. You get what I'm saying? So for her to respond that way was literally a slap to the face, because it's like, yo, acknowledge the effort. You know what I'm saying? You're saying, oh, I'm an easy guy, I like nachos and whatnot. A baby that doesn't cry doesn't get fed. But also, you're on somebody else's dime. Where's your appreciation?
Mm-hmm.
She has none. You know what I'm saying? Could she be had triggered by that waiter? Yeah, of course. But you should focus at the fact that you're with him now. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Things like that are always going to happen. That's the world we live in. But then to not even acknowledge or even have the audacity to apologize is really shitful on her part.
Yeah, you two can be free, says this guy is lucky.
Yeah, he's very lucky.
Dodged a bullet.
He dodged a big bullet, because it's like, not only does she take the flowers and walk off. That's my old man, by the way. What's up, Dad? Not only does he dodge a bullet, but it's like, damn, yo, we can't do nothing right. A woman who's never satisfied is a woman who's never gonna find love. That's the truth.
Right.
And it's videos like this that make it so hard to watch, and we can only laugh. And I know Lewis was laughing because it's like, yo, you can't make this shit up. That happens more times than I could count.
So, okay. So from my understanding, either the situation is she doesn't dress for the occasion, starts saying, oh my God, my date idea is ginger beer nachos, and oh, it's like hot outside, take off the stupid jacket and this and that.
You're wearing a sweater.
Exactly like she said. And okay, you want something more informal, but then there's other girls who are like, oh my God, Cheesecake Factory is not like it's a chain restaurant. I want you to take me somewhere fancy, 5-star. Like I want, there are girls who would be so lucky to be on on this specific date. Yeah. So it really just depends on the girl that you're asking out. Like
some are different. You can't generalize it, but more cases than not, that's literally what's out there. You ever seen that passage from what the pastor said about women? I love it. I tell it to my mom all the time. She even laughs about it. God gave women eyes. They'll put contacts in and change it. God gave women eyebrows. They will cut, reshape it. God gave them breasts. They will cut, reshape it. God gave them ass, a waist. They will go under the knife and reshape it. So for the young men out here, if God himself, the creator of all, cannot make a woman happy, what makes you think as a man you can make a woman happy? When I say that, how does that make you feel?
Interesting.
And how do you look at it?
It puts me back to the days in high school. I'm like a junior, senior, when my language arts teacher is like giving us a bunch of these like metaphors, these like pages of sayings, exactly of what you just said, and try to dissect them. And every time I hear a saying like that, I can't help but just like dissect it in my brain. Like, okay, what's the true meaning behind this? Like, there could be a lot. What's the bigger picture in this? And it's interesting because it really gives men a perspective on, don't take it personal. Some women aren't happy with themselves. So what makes you think that you can make them happy?
Yeah, but
that just goes to show, like, happiness. You have to find happiness within yourself. Well, because
agree 100%.
Because when, like for what you said, women going under the table, like under the knife, and like getting surgery done. Men have other things that they'll want to change about themselves, or like everyone has that one thing that they would want to change about themselves. And the whole point is, you have to, like, happiness is. You have to look for it within yourself. Like, only you can make yourself happy.
Facts.
So,
because if not, you're gonna. Yeah. It's like I said before. Sorry to cut you off. It goes to a degree where, if your partner can't make themselves happy, it's selfish to put it on the other person.
Right.
And if you put your happiness on the other person, they control you. And that's what you find a lot in situations. Why people end up so messed up, because they're not happy to begin with, and they placed all their eggs in one basket, expecting their partner to make them happy. And when that partner obtains that power, that's where you find people in relationships looking for every reason to stay.
Right.
And that's where it becomes abusive because you're neglecting yourself because you're wanting something you weren't able to do for yourself.
Mhm.
I'm not responsible for your happiness. You are. What is responsible on my end is to protect your happiness and to oblige by it and to get supportive behind what makes you happy, but not to be in control of it. That's not how relationships work. They will always fail.
Did you see the
Otherwise,
show for that scene?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I wanted to know.
Yeah, I was
how
looking.
it
To,
ends.
I definitely want to.
I hope he found better because,
But
like, that was
that
was
girl,
so.
man.
I
And I
understand
can't
why.
say she's a piece of shit. Like
Right.
she's a horrible person, but it's like we were talking. Me and Lewis were talking, and it's like, yo, yes, I'm single, but every time I talk to a shorty. And some of them might be, y'all know who you are. I know y'all watch the show and we talk and want to plan things, but there's always a kickback because in the subconscious of my mind, just like, I don't want to play. I don't want to play this game. And I feel like just like everything in life has a balance, when you're single for so long, you like it. Because it's like, yo, I only got to take care of myself.
Yeah.
But then also, there's nothing wrong with being alone, but being lonely sucks. You ever heard that?
I feel you.
I don't like being lonely, but I value my peace because I'm not like the other men out here. Lewis is his own person. I'm my own person. You're your own person. And I can honestly say, I love hard, bro. I love hard. And I'm not going to change. And the reason why I say I'm not going to change, because that's just who I am. So I have to protect myself in the sense of, God willing, I meet somebody who sees that trait of me and doesn't try to take advantage of it. Because I think that's what really scares all of us. We don't want to be taken advantage of.
Right.
And this kid here, obviously the girl, if you're not interested, ladies, just tell the guy. Again, this is a fake scenario. It's from a movie or a show. And it's like, yo, the worst thing you can do is that, where it's like already
String them along.
Not only string them
or
along,
say yes to a date knowing you don't want to go to.
You agreed to go on a date with him. Why have that mindset like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn, we gotta find the show.
Facts. Like if a girl asks me out to eat, I'm not dressing out in no tank top. This is an interview. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what a date is. It's an interview. A romantic interview. Either you're gonna be great friends, you're gonna see that, okay, this is not gonna work, or damn, yo, we hit the lotto, let's see where it goes.
Oh my god, I saw this TikTok of this guy. He was telling his experience about a first date that he had been on for like a while. And the date that he was on, he was very left, like taken aback in a good way, because his date, they were like talking about something for a while, and then she's like, okay, let me start to let me get to know you. And so this guy's thinking, oh, she's probably gonna ask like such a stereotypical question, like, oh, what's my favorite color? What like interview questions? Oh, what am I working at? This and that. She asked, if you remember your 18th birthday, like what was so memorable about it, or something like that. She's
trying to get deep.
And he was like taken aback because like that to him it went to show his personality. She didn't want to know all the stuff. Like she could just look at his profile.
She didn't want to know like the shit that was basic. She wanted to know the internal shit.
Exactly. And he really valued that. And I'm like, that's interesting. I like that.
It's like that song from Joe. I want to know what turns you on,
but not gonna.
Oh, I could please you. I want to know what makes you cry. Tell me what I gotta do to please you. Baby, anything you say, I'll do. 'Cause I only want to make you happy. From the bottom of my heart, it's true. And I want to know what turns you on. Tell me, girl. Sorry, I literally got caught in the moment. Oh, shit. I got caught in the moment.
Let's hope we don't get demonetized.
Listen, you're right. R&B is a way of life. Not yet. Let's go.
Oh, okay, wait. But like one last thing. So I don't blame her for walking out of the restaurant
because the treatment.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I fucking walk out too. Like, you know what? Fuck this place. But the way that they just talked about it afterwards, like, oh my God, honestly, he's so much better off.
Before
He deserves better.
we continue the other video, I want to ask you something. How would you handle that situation if you went out with, say you and your man just went out to the first date and the restaurant is being racist as hell?
Okay.
How would you play your positions? If he wanted to stay, would you stay? Or would you get up and leave? Would it basically make you would it be a turn off to you because he stayed? Like, how would that make you feel?
We're pretty good communicators. Like if he wanted to stay, I'd be like, okay, I'll stay if you want to. Like we'll talk about it.
But you guys are not together. Like this is fresh.
Oh my God. Okay. So, okay. Well, for those of you who don't know, my boyfriend's a little more, he's caramelly. I don't know how to really say it. But
he's a Care Bear.
Yeah, like his skin tone. So I'm obviously white. So looking at me, you wouldn't. Oh my God, I'm white. You can't tell like if I'm Hispanic or not. So I would unfortunately use my privilege. I'd be like, you know what? Okay, let me speak to your manager. I want to hear it directly from his mouth that you guys want us to pay first before eating for a meal.
You don't feel like that would be demasculating him, being that he's the man, shouldn't that basically fall on him to handle?
You're right. So then
I'm just asking.
No. Okay, I would look at him. I'd be like, I would talk to him. I'd be like, can you please give us a moment? To the waiter. Yeah. I would talk to him and be like, okay, look, I really want to do this. See where his head is at. Because now that you brought that up, that's a good point. Like, this is a first date. I would hopefully the waiter would excuse himself so I can talk to him in private. Be like, look, I really want to, because this is racist as fuck. I want the manager to tell us straight up from their mouth. I want the evidence. Yeah, I want people around us to hear that, that absurdity. I would go as far as to like giving them a bad review. And I know this is Karen as fuck. I would try to do it in a very respectful manner because I'm not going to try to stoop to their level.
Ali goes, wow, fam, not going to let you live that one down. What you talking about, man? Live what down? You want listen, Linda, honey. Listen.
Listen, Linda, listen.
What did I do? What did I do wrong?
But yeah, so in hopes that he would agree, like that hopefully like that's what I would want to do. Tell the waiter, okay, you want us to pay for the meal beforehand. Can you please let me speak to your manager? I would like to hear it from him. I would like to discuss this with him. If this was, if he told you, because honestly, at this point, the waiter doesn't make the fucking rules. If the manager's the one who told him, I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna take it personally. But if this was the manager's idea, I would love to hear it from him. Just hash it out with him or her, whatever. The manager comes out. If they say the same thing, I'd be like, that's pretty fucking racist. And I would say that in the nicest tone way, because me. I'd be like,
be professional.
I'd be like, ma'am or sir, that is pretty fucking racist of you. I don't feel like eating at a restaurant that treats us this way. I would obviously look towards my partner. I would want, hopefully that this is.
Well, that's why you would need to
communicate that beforehand. Because for me personally, I've taken a lot of shit and been put down, not like physically, but like put down, when I was younger, and it's not a really good feeling, to have somebody put you down like that. I would want to stand up for myself and to stand up for, the partner that I'm on a date with. That's how I would go by it.
I would say,
and try in a respectful manner, because I don't want to be a complete bitch either.
I would say this. I wasn't trying to come at you sideways in that sense. It's just your heart's in the right place, but how you go about it can honestly disrespect your partner.
But the thing is,
vice versa.
They said it not just to him, but to me too.
No, I get what I'm saying, but like, say if you were to get verbal, and when I say demasculates him, it's like, okay, he's the one taking you out on the date, right? This is obviously the problem. I feel like it would be appropriate for you to express your concern beforehand, because how he handles it is going to tell you how he really looks at you and how he's going to treat you. Because if he disregards the fact that you're uncomfortable and continues to engage and actually stay there, then that gives you all the information you need to know whether you want to go on a second date or not.
Right.
I would say that, but let's
go to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this one. Okay, so it's just words. So it says anyone else at a weird stage in life where you know you're not yourself, your head doesn't know how to feel. 1 minute you're laughing and having a joke, and the next you're zoning out and questioning everything in your life. It's like you can never feel truly present and nothing can make you truly happy. So you feel emotionless towards pretty much everything. If that's you, maybe this account can help you.
Okay. So the reason why I picked this video out is because, you know, it is men's mental health awareness. I think this applies to men and women where we are sometimes in a place in life where we feel stagnant. Like we know what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? We see things, the gears are moving, but there's a time frame where sometimes we can feel emptiness. Like one of the worst feeling is in a room full of friends and still feeling by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt that way? Lewis?
Sometimes. So what really helps me is like, so when I was younger,
Mhm.
oh my God, I was such a pushover. Like you would just see me and you just like, if you were that type of person, you just couldn't help yourself. Like I was just like, I had a lot of work to do on myself to like defend myself.
Yeah.
But, there were times where I would be like in a group of friends and I would feel like the side character, you know, like
yeah, you
not
wouldn't
really
feel whole.
I wouldn't feel whole. And I had to do a lot of internalization, a lot of self-thinking. I had to stop blaming others for how I felt and start taking myself accountable. So if I'm in a room full of people and I'm feeling, I'm feeling that way, I really need to dig deep and ask myself why. And I need to stop blaming my other friends for not making me feel included, because it is not the responsibility of my friends to make me feel included in a spot. It's up to me to include myself. Now, of course, if they're purposely excluding me, ostracizing me, and you know, making me feel like shit, that's a different story.
That's a whole different.
That's a whole other different ballgame. Like at that point, they're fucking sons of bitches, and they don't deserve to be my friend anyway.
I mean,
but like, you know what I mean? It's just
it's a process. But when I see that, right, it basically lets me know that okay, we're all definitely going through struggles.
Right.
You know, like how do you get over that hump? Some of us go to the gym, or in my case, or in Louis' case, we'll jump in a car with no destination and we'll ride. What do you think brings on that type of emotion? Because mind you, I know you've been there. You're going to school. You got yourself a man. You moved out. You got your own whip. Things is going well for you. But what brings that vibe? Like, do you think it's because of guilt? Do you think it's because you didn't pay mind to something? Or do you just feel like, you know, it's like the weather, it comes and goes, like, or is that like a form of depression to you?
I feel like it's a form of depression. It can be a lot of things, you guys. Honestly, so it could be a sign of depression or anxiety. You know, when it's something in your head, like if it's depression or anxiety, then you need to seek professional help. You know, you have to find a way. Like, okay, I was talking to a friend a while ago and we were talking about anxiety, and they were telling me how it is how it is for them to feel anxiety. And I was telling them how it is for me when I feel anxiety. And when they were telling me, oh, I'm feeling so anxious, and I'm like, okay, like what's making you anxious? Like when you say you're feeling anxious, what are you feeling exactly right now? And they said, I feel pressure in my head. And I'm like, interesting. So you have a headache? And he's like, no, it's not a headache. It's just like this pressure that's just coming up. And I'm like, interesting. And that was it. Like it was, you know, nothing else. And I'm like, that's wow. Because when I get anxious, normally I get this pit feeling stomach. I get this pit feeling in my stomach. My heart rate starts to like increase.
Yeah. Your anxiety build up.
I start overthinking, and I start thinking of scenarios based on what I'm anxious about. I'll overthink about that specific scenario. But to them, it was just I just have this pressure in my head. You know, like sometimes I'll overthink, but mostly like the physical symptom of anxiety is just that pressure in their head. And I'm like, then that just goes to show maybe anxiety is different for everyone. And
Yes,
then
I
depression is
agree.
different for everyone.
Yep.
And so you really have to, because at least for me, I don't really see a therapist for, it's more for money reasons. But over the years, I've really had to work on myself to try to work on my whatever made me
To
anxious.
express yourself. I mean, I have a therapist.
Right.
It's my motorcycle. It's my car.
What really?
It's
right.
talking to my barber. It's talking to Bert. It's talking to Lewis.
Exactly.
My biggest therapist, believe it or not, my VP Saga. Like, and the reason why, believe it or not, he's my therapist, whether he likes it or not, because when you're in those type of situations, number one, you have to speak up.
Yeah.
But a lot of us don't speak up the same way you don't speak up, is because we don't want to inconvenience anybody with our problems.
I mean, if you can find a way to cope with it, like, obviously talk to some friends about it. Like if you're out, hanging with friends.
You don't want to be the damp in the moon. Imagine like, oh, you all right, Dre? Nah, man, I'm just thinking about that. And then, mind you, it's energy. You don't want to bring down somebody's energy. Like I'll tell you, perfect prime example. I'm there for everyone, right? But when they do open up to me, it takes a lot out of me because you love the person. You care about the person. And because I realize that's usually 9 out of 10 reasons why I stay to myself and I don't say nothing. But like you said, you have to create an environment where you do reach out. But also us as men and women out there too, the worst thing is to have it thrown back in your face.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, now, mind you, my brother Saga would never do no shit like that. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, it's like, he's already going through enough as it is. Why would I want to tag him with my problems?
Right.
And that's what a lot of men do out here. That's what a lot of women do out here. And it's hard on us because I believe you have to remember you are loved.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I say. You are loved. Whether you realize it or not, you're loved.
Once you realize that, it just makes it easier because you really have to put yourself in the other person's shoes and think, okay, if I were my friends or my family, and like I'm going through something, like my friends and my family are also going through something as well.
Yeah, you don't want to add on to the stress.
How does one try to seek help? So you have to do your due diligence. You have to work on yourself as much as you can. For me personally, when I struggled through certain anxieties, it was more of like insecurities, certain things in life that I had not achieved yet. So like, for example, I used to be like in this long relationship and we both had our own things to work on. And mine was, it was just more of communication. And for me, why friendships are so important to me now is because for the longest time, I didn't really have them.
Yeah.
Because when you're
closed off, you dedicated one portion of your life to another person.
Exactly.
And that doesn't give you a pull out because now, who do you go to? You can't go to the person who's causing your pain, especially if they're not going to listen.
Especially during a point in your life where you are developing as a young adult. And so, to me, my anxieties were mostly built on how do I make friends? How do I not seem so weird? How do I stay confident and, stand up for myself in certain situations? And these were things that I truly had to work on. So when I got anxious, it's because maybe I didn't stand up for myself in that moment. Maybe I fucked up in not gaining a friend because I said something wrong, and I recognized what made me anxious. Once I recognized it, it was easier for me to try to find ways to overcome it, like try to cope with it, overcome it, find solutions to it. And once I did, I feel less anxious now. Sometimes I'll get a little nervous and be like, oh my God, but I've learned how to like cope with it. But some people don't really
it's like
have the luxury of doing that.
Yeah, practice makes perfect, guys. Before we get into Am I the Asshole story, I do want to say this to y'all, man. If you guys are going through something, that whole message, if you feel like you're in that weird place, reach out. Yeah. Like, you can hit me up on Instagram. You don't have to know me lick from shit. But I'm here to listen. I can't solve all your problems, but I am here to listen. I think that's where that's really important. Sometimes whatever you're holding in just needs to get out with no judgment. So by all means, yo, this podcast is a movement. And with that being a movement, don't be shy to basically let us know what's going on. At least when you open up, we might be able to point you in the right direction where you can go get guidance and go get help. And sometimes, believe it or not, you just got to keep the mind busy.
Right.
This is why they say pick up a hobby, hit up the gym. Because when you get lost in your thoughts, it's usually because, one, you're procrastinating, doing nothing, or two, it's so overwhelming that it's stimulating you to behave that way. But with that being said, Nate, take us into this am I the asshole story.
Okay. So I, 26 female, don't know what to do with myself anymore. My boyfriend, 32 male, is getting sick of me and my jealousy. How do I move forward now?
Say that again, love. So
Just ice.
and water. Sorry, guys. I do apologize for the professional. I took my medicine and I have severe cotton mouth right now. So that's why I'm drinking a lot of water.
Medicine.
Start over, love.
Okay, so the title is I, 26 female, don't know what to do with myself anymore. My boyfriend, 32 male, is getting sick of me and my jealousy. How do I move forward now? What do you think?
She has a boyfriend who's getting upset with her because she doesn't know what to do with herself.
Because of her jealousy.
Because of her jealousy. Now, what is she jealous of? Does it say?
Yeah. I, 26 female, deal with very horrible jealousy issues, specifically regarding my boyfriend's past. 32 male. My boyfriend doesn't even have a colorful past, or whatever you want to call it. Frankly, he has only gone on a few dates and had only been intimate with a girl once. She left him traumatized after ghosting him and taking his virginity away, thus making it hard for him to ever open up again physically and emotionally. We have been together for almost 2.5 years, and I still ask for reassurance from him every day. For example, I asked him if I'm more special than any of the girls he's dated. I'll ask him if he loves me more or cares about me more.
She asked him if she's more special than any of the other girls.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll ask him if I'm more special than any of the girls he's dated.
Okay.
I'll ask him if he loves me more or cares about me more. The list goes on. I'm extremely insecure and jealous. Even if he said that he loved someone before me, not the case, but if it was, I'd get very mad at him. I would get extremely mad at him and believe that he loved them more than me. I understand that this is very unhealthy and unfair to him. He's a very sweet and understanding guy, but has been patient with me for 2.5 years. My jealousy has gotten way out of hand. Let's just say I haven't even contacted, I have even contacted girls from his past to ask them questions to see if my boyfriend was lying to me. Yes, I know. I cringe thinking about that all the time and I regret it. I struggle with paranoia as well. I believe that everything my boyfriend tells me is either a lie or he's just saying it to make me feel better about myself. I hate this because I constantly have to question him about everything. And even when he answers, I say, no, you're lying. My boyfriend has only ever lied to me once in our relationship. Initially, he said he had been with 5 girls before me, but after he told me it was actually just 1. He said he lied out of insecurity. He came clean about it 1 year into our relationship. Prior to that year, I would ask him everything about those 5 girls and ask him specific detailed questions for him to answer. It left him nowhere but cornered by me and my intrusive questions. So he would make up a story in order to give me an answer. He doubled down basically. Later on, he admitted it was only ever 1. I decided to forgive him, but I still bring it up, and it's been a year later. So everything he says now is a lie to me. I understand that this isn't fair to him at all. I go into this deep paranoia trance whenever I'm asking him questions about his past. It's almost an addiction at this point. I basically feel like I'm only worthy as a person if his past relationships were shitty or not as great as me. I know this is wrong, and I need help. I will admit that I saw 2 guys from dating apps while I was with my boyfriend. I had sex with one of them because I wanted to see how it would be like to have sex with more than one person like my boyfriend did in the past. I wanted to see if that would make my jealousy issues better, but it didn't. I ended up hating the sex with the guy, so that's why it doesn't feel like cheating to me. How do I move past such awful jealousy and insecurity? I've tried therapy, so please don't comment therapy. I'm looking for a different perspective or some words of wisdom at this point to keep me going. I'm very insecure when it comes to... Okay, yeah, that's basically it.
What the fuck, yo?
I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I didn't read the whole story through because I was like rushing to get a
Go back.
story. So
I
didn't even know that.
it's,
This crazy girl. Oh my god. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. No, you know what? No, I know. That was
this is fucked.
wow.
I'm glad she knows all her problems.
This
She
is
knows
fucked.
him, but she's not doing anything to fix him.
It's not even that. Did you? You know I'm gonna cook. I want to see if you caught what I caught.
I'm sorry. I can't help but
Um,
laugh out of just like
Okay, first.
I can't
first
believe what I
off,
just read.
Go ahead. You could take that. I'm gonna cook at the end. I want to know if you picked up what I picked up.
Oh my
because
god.
You know how I pay attention to detail.
Okay.
And I'm very surgical when it comes to
Well,
peeping game. Yeah.
I'm gonna let Jason cook, so I'm gonna keep it
No,
short
no,
and sweet by saying he needs to break up with her. Like he needs to break up with her.
So she's the asshole.
You know,
Well,
she is the
She
asshole,
cheated on me.
bro.
that's not even the worst part.
To see if her
She-
jealousy issues would go
His
away.
exes to
That's
make
not-
sure to ask questions.
That's not even the worst part.
Oh my god,
That's so weird.
The cheating is not even the worst part.
bro. Oh my god. Honestly, like there's literally no point in knowing what your issues are if you're doing jack shit to like help them get better. You know what I mean?
The cheating is not even the worst part.
Bro, honestly,
That's-
short and sweet, just he needs to break up with her. He does not need to be dealing with a partner who has massive insecurity and jealousy issues where it's nothing but deteriorating the relationship. You know, I understand that you may care and love about your partner, but if it's coming to the point where it's jeopardizing like their sanity and they're just like not seeming, sometimes you have to really see that maybe you guys aren't a great fit. This person needs help, and if they get help without you, like you not being in their life, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, this person needs help. She
Nah, they don't need help.
respectfully
They don't need help.
needs help. I
Nah,
honestly,
fuck that.
I think
Fuck
he
that.
should break up with her
Nah, man.
because
She's a devil. All
That's
right.
crazy.
Let me explain something to y'all.
She cheated.
I as fucked up as it is, I'm not surprised. She is younger, he is older. This is where I tell so many of y'all, whether you're male or female, you have to be careful and peep game. Let's break it down, right? She feels not qualified because she's constantly looking for reinsurance. Am I the best you had? Do I make like it's me? Not how you feel, but how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Not how I make you feel, but how you make me feel.
Oh yeah.
That's narcissistic. Two, not only are you doing that dumb shit, but you dug up the man's skeleton. For what reason? Because you're a piece of shit who's doing foul shit and you can't live with yourself. So you go out your way trying to find a solid reason to dismiss your foul behavior. Misery needs company, because it's not that you're truly trying to find out if you're the best girlfriend. It's just, you know, you're a true piece of shit and you're hoping to find a chink in his armor to justify your behavior.
She needs the validation.
She needs the validation for her fuckery. Three, not only are you doing that dumb shit, not only did you hit up his ex, but you cheated on the man. You cheated on the man because you said, I need to know. What do you need to know? That was just you bullshitting so you could step out.
And it wasn't even that good, so she doesn't count it as cheating.
She doesn't count as cheating, meaning she doesn't take accountability. She is literally the worst scum, the worst type of. She's the reason why so many men out here find it hard to honestly believe and put in trust.
Roberto says, "Hello team, sorry I'm super late. I was in the air."
You're
It's
fired.
okay. Don't listen to him. He's a little grumpy.
So when you told that story, it's heartbreaking because again, there's three sides: his side, her side, and the truth. But from what we've been fed on through this Reddit, it's like, yo, dude is a good man. He's
Yeah.
doing what he needs to do, and he's still getting fucked on
Bruh.
because she literally said, I stepped out on him, what, twice? Twice? You cheated on him twice, and you don't count it as cheating because you didn't get your satisfaction? Women, you're never going to be happy. All you are is cancer. And the only way to treat cancer is to cut it out. And that's what he needs to do. You are not only an asshole, but you are the reason why love is so hard to find nowadays, because people like you are just sick. Sick. That is horrible. To honestly set that man free. And the reason why you keep looking for validation is because deep down in your heart, you know you don't deserve that man. So you'll find out reasons or do fuckery in order to hope that he's just as bad as you. That's what you're doing. That's what you were doing when you were trying to hit up his ex. That's what you were doing when you were basically seeking your validation. Am I the best? Or the fact that you got to bring up his body count. You feel shameful. Why? Because you're his only body versus you have multiple. You don't qualify for him and you know it. And that's why you're doing the fuck shit you're doing. So in my opinion, not only are you the asshole, but you got a bad karma coming towards you, yo.
So I'm just scrolling through the comments of the Reddit post because I'm just like, I want to know what the people are thinking.
That
you know
shit
what I
got-
mean?
Yeah.
And so this one person is like, okay, if therapy didn't work before, try another type of therapy, try another therapist, keep trying until you find what works. What do you think? Oh my God. What do you think would happen if you didn't ask him tomorrow for reassurance? And she's like, oh, that he's lying to me about something bad. And he's like, this other person's like, oh, I'm sorry for asking more questions, but do you think you asking that question would stop him from lying? And she's like, honestly, yes, it gives me comfort. Honestly, it's like an addiction, like
Nate.
OCD.
Nate.
I'm not kidding. This is
No,
literally
I hear
like-
what you're saying. Now let's take it up to the next notch. Let's switch to sex. Because if he was doing what she was doing,
I mean, yeah, fucked up.
it would be carnage. When you don't waste people's times, yo. And I speak for myself. I know I speak for Lewis on this. We don't want to waste our time. We don't want to put in effort. This one hits deep at home because this is a fear. Imagine doing everything right, but you can communicate on a Reddit, but you can't communicate that to your partner. You're full of shit.
Dude, oh my
You're
God.
full of
I
shit.
feel you. Bro, listen to this. This other person's like, no, you don't understand. You don't try therapy like it's a soup someone served you for
No.
lunch. You need a therapist that can get you progress on this and keep you going until you find one. You generally sound like one of the worst partners I've ever I've ever seen
Yeah,
write
this
someone
is
on Reddit
bad.
that's saying something. Leave this poor guy alone and work on yourself. And then she's like, he lied about his body count and made up stories about girls he supposedly had sex with whenever I asked him questions about it, until he finally
That's
admitted
in the
those weren't
past.
true. How am I supposed to trust someone who did that to me? Did you not read that part or something?
You hear what she said?
You probably break up
Mhm.
with someone who did that to you if you were me. And then the person replied back, he lied about a number and then the truth was less bad than the lie. You fucked a random dude. Your ability to
Facts.
falsely equate these things is verging on trolling. Your head is carnage. You're not ready to have a say over the emotions of other humans. I would have yeeted you with maximum velocity for any
Facts.
number of the mad things you've
Yo,
written, broken up with women for far less.
Facts.
I don't even want to continue.
Yeeted.
This fucking comments
Yeah,
are
because
gross.
it's about how I feel. Me. That's all she cares about. You
Damn.
narcissistic. You are horrible, bro. You are horrible.
Wow, you
Yo,
guys.
to the guy that's with her, I hope they're not together anymore. You deserve better, dog. Real talk, because that's shitty. Again, you can't say you're seeking validation and you put that out on Reddit. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You're putting that out on Reddit looking and hoping that people tag up with you because you know what you did is wrong.
Man, I love Reddit.
Misery needs company, and that's what you're aiming for. Because you know you fucked up, you know you did some foul shit, and now you're still victimizing yourself. Oh, he lied to me. I'm sorry. He lied in a manner that doesn't hurt you mentally, physically, or emotionally. You did some shit that literally kills men. Literally kills men. Because not all these men are strong out here. And then vice versa. Women go through that shit too. And it's sad because now what you did is make the next person's job harder.
That shit's crazy.
That's what you did. Yo, you're an asshole, a narcissistic Neanderthal piece of shit. And I hope you live forever. Because people like you trust me, you have your day marked for you. Karma's a bitch with a pretty face. Now, with that being said, as you know, yo, we appreciate y'all checking in, yo. Make sure if this is your first time, you hit that like and subscribe button. We got more coming to you. We're going to be talking about some finances next episode.
Woo!
So make sure
Stocks
that, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be leaking out on social media on the one thing for sure, two things for certain podcast on what apps you're going to want to download so I could teach you guys how to get it in. Remember, if you can't do it with $1 million, you can't do it with 20.
Professor
and I'm not a
Logic.
financial advisor. I'm just a person who's learned from my mistakes. With that being said, where can they find you?
You can find me on my Instagram. It's my first name, Natalie. Natalie 2 eyes 2 e's _01. You're distracting me.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
And it's your gearhead. You could call. Call me, maybe.
Yeah,
So
you can call Jason, guys.
Don't do
Instagram has that feature.
It does, but don't be on that bullshit. I'll be putting my number out here so you guys can call in soon enough. You can find me at Logic142. Definitely this week we're going to be out and about. I will be in the Wynwood area and Fort Lauderdale this weekend coming up. So make sure you hit me up. We got some cool things that we're going to bring to the table.
Cool things happening. You guys, once again, if hoopla, if you really need someone to talk to, whether it be me or Jason, or you want to talk to Jason or whatever, either our podcast Instagram or Jason's personal Instagram, my personal Instagram. I promise you, Jason will never turn anyone away. Will never turn anyone away. Like he'll open.
I may not have the answers, but I'll
you.
listen.
Yeah. So
the idea is to keep people alive. You're not alone. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is. And I'm not saying I'm here as Mother Teresa, but if you do reach out, I'll reach out back.
Even if you want to create a throwaway account, like, you know, and just
let it out. But it does more damage holding it in.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, Joe, we thank you guys for tuning in. And again, make sure if it's your first time, you hit that like and subscribe button. And as you know, this has been one thing for sure, two things for certain. Holla.
Love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.